Let me guess. You wake up, check your phone, and there's no new money. No notifications, no deposits, nothing. And you already know what that means. If you don't go to work today, you don't get paid. So every single month, your life basically resets back to zero. Bills come in, salary comes in, bills go out, repeat. And the crazy part? Even people earning really good money are still stuck in this exact loop. They're not broke, but they're not free either. My name is Leonard, and I spend way too much time thinking about the 8 assets that pay you even if you stop working. If you're someone who works hard, earns money, but still feels like you're not actually getting ahead financially, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Look, here's the thing. Most people don't have an income problem. They have an asset problem. And until you fix that, you're always going to be trading time for money. The big shift before we start. Here's what most people don't realize. There are only 2 ways to make money. 1, you work for money. 2, money works for you. That's it. But according to data from the OECD and World Inequality Database, over 80% of income globally comes from labor, not assets, which means most people are stuck in the first category forever. And that's why this video matters. Because once you understand these 8 assets, you stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an owner. Asset number 1, dividend stocks. Let's start simple. Dividend stocks are companies that pay you just for owning them. That's it. No meetings, no boss, no clocking in. For example, if you own $10,000 worth of dividend stocks at a 4% yield, you earn $400 per year for doing absolutely nothing. Now, you might be thinking, Leonard, $400 a year isn't life-changing. And you're right, but this is where it gets really interesting. Because if you scale that, $100,000 equals $4,000 a year, $500,000 equals $20,000 a year, $1 million equals $40,000 a year. Now we're talking. And according to historical data from the S&P 500, dividends have contributed roughly 30 to 40% of total returns over time. So you're not just getting paid, you're also growing your wealth. Asset number 2, rental property. This one's a classic. You buy property, rent it out, and collect monthly income. But here's where people mess this up. They think property equals passive income. Not always. Here's the reality. Bad tenant equals stress, poor location equals low demand, high interest rates equals low profit. But when done right, this is one of the most powerful wealth builders. Example, property value is $1,500,000, rent is $12,000 per month, expenses are $8,000 per month. Net income is $4,000 per month. That's $48,000 per year. And here's the bonus. Your tenant is also paying off your mortgage, so over time your equity increases without you doing anything. Asset number 3, REITs, or real estate without the headaches. Now, if you don't want to deal with tenants, REITs solve that problem. These are companies that own income-producing real estate and distribute profits to investors. By law, most REITs must pay out at least 90% of their taxable income as dividends. So instead of owning one property, you own a slice of hundreds, and you still get paid. Example, invest $50,000 in a REIT. Average yield is 5%. That's $2,500 per year without fixing a single leaking pipe. Asset number 4, digital products. Now we're stepping into modern assets. Digital products are things you create once and sell forever. Examples, ebooks, online courses, templates, trading strategies. You'd like this one. Here's what most people don't realize. This is the highest margin asset you can build, because once it's created, there's almost zero cost to sell it again. Example, you create a course and sell it for $50. 100 sales equals $5,000. 1,000 sales equals $50,000, and you didn't have to recreate the product. Asset number 5, index funds. Now look, if you don't want to pick stocks, this is your best friend. An index fund tracks the market, so instead of trying to beat the system, you become the system.
Historically, the S&P 500 has returned about 8 to 10% annually over the long term. Let's break that down. If you invest $1,000 per month for 20 years at 8%, you don't end up with $240,000, you end up with around $590,000 plus. That's the power of compounding. And the psychology here is important because most people fail not from lack of knowledge, but from lack of consistency. They jump in, jump out, panic, and repeat. But here's the truth. Every wealthy person you look at didn't start big. They started consistently. Asset number 6, royalties. Get paid for your ideas. This one's underrated. Royalties means you get paid every time your work is used. Examples: music, books, photography, licensing designs. Think about this. Someone writes a song once and gets paid for decades. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, but I'm not an artist. That's not the point. The point is leverage. You're creating something that keeps paying you long after the work is done. Asset number 7, businesses that run without you. This is where things level up, because owning a business doesn't mean running a business. Big difference. Here's the goal. You build systems, hire people, and step back. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds expensive. Yes, but it's also scalable. Example, let's say your business makes $100,000 a month in revenue with a 20% profit margin. That's $20,000 per month profit. Now, if it runs without you, that's $20,000 per month without your time. Asset number 8, high-yield savings or cash accounts. Now, this one's not flashy, but it's important. High-yield savings can generate 3 to 6% annually, depending on rates. Example, $100,000 at 5% equals $5,000 per year. Not life-changing, but stable. And stability matters, because not all income should be risky. The psychology behind why most people never build these. Here's where it gets real. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because of how they think about money. 1, they prioritize consumption over assets. New car greater than investment. 2, they want fast results, but assets take time. 3, they underestimate small beginnings. $100 invested feels pointless. But here's the truth. Every wealthy person you look at didn't start big. They started consistently. The simple framework, what you should do next. If I had to simplify everything into a plan, it would look like this. Step 1, build active income. You need cash flow first. Step 2, buy your first asset, even if it's small. Step 3, reinvest everything. Don't upgrade your lifestyle yet. Step 4, stack assets. Multiple income streams equals stability. Step 5, automate. Make money without thinking about it. Final thought, this changes everything. Look, the goal isn't to never work again. That's a myth. The goal is to reach a point where you don't have to work, but you choose to. Because once your assets cover your expenses, you've bought something most people never experience: time. And time is the real currency. If this video made you think differently about money, do 2 things. 1, hit the like button so more people can see this. And 2, subscribe, because this channel is all about helping you build real wealth, not just income. And in the next video, I'll break down exactly how to build your first $1,000 per month in passive income from scratch. I'll see you there.